Here is problem number 3.5 from Erodo from electrodynamics. In this question, it is given that a thin wire ring of radius r has an electric charge q. What will be the increment of the force stretching the wire if a point charge q naught is placed at the ring center? So let's draw a diagram for this question. So let this is a ring. This is our ring, and this is the center of the ring. Now the total charge is spread on the ring surface. So its charge density we can write, and there is a charge q naught which is placed at the center of the ring. Now as we know, the total charge of the ring, total charge of the ring is equal to q. So its linear charge density or charge per unit length lambda equal to linear charge density. Linear charge density will be equal to total charge q divided by total circumference of the circle. As the radius of the circle is given as r, so we can write the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So this is our value of lambda, so we can write lambda is equal to q divided by 2 pi r. Now as there is charge which is uniformly distributed over the ring, and there is again a charged q naught which is placed at the center of the ring. Then there will be force of repulsion between every point of the ring element and the charge q naught. So it will repulse in this way. So there will be a force of repulsion in this way, in this direction, and at everywhere there will be a force of repulsion. In this direction also there will be force of repulsion. There will be force of repulsion in this direction also. There will be force of repulsion in this direction, and in a nutshell we can say there will be a force of repulsion everywhere between the point charge and the ring element. So due to this repulsive force, there will be a force, electrostatic force, which will act outwards the ring, because both charges are positive, so they will repulse each other. As the nature of the force is repulsive, so there will be tendency to expand the ring. If the ring is expanded, there will appear a tensile force or tension force which will act in the tangential direction or in this direction, tangential direction to the ring. So there will be a tension force which will act tangentially, and these two forces try to expand this ring element, and this force alternatively acts everywhere in the ring, and as a result the ring will expand. So if we take an angle which is equal to 2 theta, so let this angle is equal to theta, so the half angle will be equal to theta divided by 2, and this angle will be again theta divided by 2. If this angle is equal to theta divided by 2, then this angle must be theta divided by 2 from geometry. This angle is theta divided by 2, this angle is again theta divided by 2 from geometric symmetry. So if this angle is theta divided by 2 and there is a force of tension T, then if we divide this T into two components, then there will be one component which is equal to T cos theta divided by 2 in this direction, and there will be again another component which is equal to T cos theta divided by 2 in this direction, and in the downward direction there will be 2 times t sine, there will be a force which will be equal to t sine theta divided by 2. So this magnitude of this force equal to t sine theta by 2, and as there are 2 times for one-sided tension is 1 time, and another for another sided tension for another time. So if we draw a perfect FBD, then we can see there is a force. Let this is the arc element. If this is the arc element and this is the tension force T, this is the tension force T, and there is a electrostatic force because Q naught is placed here. If Q naught is placed here, so our repulsive force Fe will be in this direction, and there is an angle theta divided by 2, and again there is angle theta divided by 2. So if we draw a line, parallel line, then this angle will be also theta divided by 2, and this angle will again theta divided by 2. So this component will be t cos theta divided by 2. This angle, this component of t will be t cos theta divided by 2. Now this t cos theta divided by 2 and t cos theta divided by 2 cancel each other. Now there will be another component which will be t plus t, means 2t sine theta divided by 2. Now if we balance this diagram, then we can see the electrostatic, this 2t sine theta divided by 2 will be equal to electrostatic force Fe. Now if this angle is very small, then we can write sine theta, we can write sine theta divided by 2 approximately tan theta divided by 2 approximately theta divided by 2. Now we will replace here this as 2t into theta divided by 2, which will be equal to electrostatic force of interaction. Now electrostatic force of interaction between this element is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into q. Let this dq is the charge of this small element whose length is dl. dq into q naught divided by r square. Now as we know, the value of dq will be lambda into dl, because this arc length is equal to dl, and again dl is equal to r, means radius into theta, because this whole angle is theta. So we can write this dq as, so our dq will be equal to lambda into r theta. So if we replace this quantity, then we can write t theta will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into, instead of dq we will replace here lambda r theta into q naught divided by r square. Now this theta and theta will get cancelled. If this theta and theta will get cancelled, then we can write the tension force will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into q naught. Now this r and square of this r will cancel, q naught divided by r into lambda. Now as we know the value of lambda means linear charge density. So linear charge density will be lambda equal to q divided by 2 pi r. Now we can substitute the value of lambda in this equation. we substitute the value of lambda, then our tensile force or tension force will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into q naught divided by r, and it is again multiplied by lambda, and value of lambda is equal to q divided by 2 pi r. So if we carry out this calculation, then we will get that net stress force or tensile force will be equal to 1 divided by 8 pi square epsilon naught r square, and in the numerator term there will be q naught. So this is our required tension force in this question we have to find what will be the increment of the force stretching the wire. So this is our required value of the force which is stretching the wire.